In this video, I'm going to show you how to use your swatches that you made in the last video into a collage. I'm going to create a landscape collage. You again have the choice to create a different type of collage. It could be a floral pattern, it could be a portrait, or it could be a random abstract pattern. That's up to you. The first thing I'm going to do now is to save this. So I'm just going to go to File and Save As. Choose the location of where you're going to save this, give it a file name, and save it as an Adobe Illustrator file. Click on Save and click on OK. That means if we make any mistakes, we can always go back to our swatches. Now, we don't want to go to a new file here because if we go to a new file, we have none of our swatches attached. So we want to stay with our original swatch file. But we don't need any of these paths anymore. So I'm going to use my selection tool. I'm going to select around all of them and click delete on my keyboard. My swatches remain in my swatches window. I'm now going to create a coloured background for my landscape. And I'm going to do this using my rectangle tool. So we used that before. But this time I'm going to attach a different colour to it. So in my fill colour, I'm going to double click and select the colour that I want to use as my base colour. I don't want any outline attached. So if it has an outline attached, I just bring it to the front and say none. I'm then simply going to click and drag over my page. I'm going to deselect that now. And I'm now going to pick up my pen tool to start to build my landscape. So I want to select a colour here. I'm going to double click. I'm going to go slightly darker with this one. And I'm going to click on OK. Now I want to attach a colour to my stroke. So I'm going to bring the stroke to the front. And I'm going to say colour. And then I'm going to double click. And I'm going to attach a black stroke, black outline. I'm simply now going to plot, using my pen tool, my landscape. Don't worry that it's going to start to overlap here. I'm just going to plot, staying focused on what I'm doing, and I'm going to plot all the way down to the bottom of my page. So my bottom right, bottom left, and again, I'm going to complete that path. And you will see when I move my pen tool close to it, I have this circle to show the complete path. So I'm now happy with my start to my landscape. Now that first path I'm going to leave as a plain colour and attach none of my swatches. Okay, so I'm going to deselect this path and I'm going to select my next path by using my pen tool. Again, I'm going to attach a colour to it. So select my colour. I can select my outline colour if I don't want black. If I want to go for a white, I can attach that here. And then I'm going to start to plot again. So remembering to plot, showing different parts of my landscape. Again, plot to the outside, down to the bottom, and down to the other side, and up to the top again. Okay. Now this one, I don't want to leave as a plain colour. I want to put a pattern to this. So I'm going to use my appearance window. So I go to Window and Appearance. Now in this appearance window, it allows me to add an extra fill to my simple path. I'm going to click on the Add New Fill. On my bottom fill colour, I'm going to leave it as the colour. On my top, I'm going to click on here and attach one of my swatches. So On my appearance window, I've now got a green background with a fill pattern. So I'll show you that again, but the next path I'm going to do is again another flat colour path. So I'm going to use my pen tool. I'm going to attach a colour to this. Go a little bit darker with this. I'm going to click on OK. And I can choose my stroke colour. I'm going to go for black this time. Click on OK, or unless you don't want any stroke colour, you can say none. And remember, nothing's selected. So I'm going to use my pen tool and I'm going to select my next part of my landscape. And again to the bottom right, bottom left, and complete that. So I'm going to leave this one as a flat colour again. So it gives me some breathers within my pattern. And then I'm going to pick up my pen tool and select a new colour. Go quite a bit lighter and brighter this time. Click on OK. And again, if I want a stroke colour to this, I might go white again with this, add a bit of variation to my pattern. Remember, it's about scale and placement and colour changes to create that interesting pattern. So I'm now going to plot this. And all the way around to that, complete that path. And then in my appearance window, so if you've closed down that window, remember it's window and appearance, I'm going to attach another fill to that. So I'm going to use my add new fill. My bottom fill is going to remain as the colour. My new fill is going to use one of my swatches. So you can start to see my landscape starting to appear. I'm going to add one more path to this. So I'm going to use my pen tool here. I'm going to attach a colour to it. And this time I'm going to go really quite light. Click on OK. Oh, apologies, I had that still selected. So I'm just going to deselect that. And then I will get my path pen tool and select that colour again. So the lighter tone. And again, I'm going to plot out my landscape. So I'm going to go for more of a zigzag down the bottom. Every so often, I'm start to overlap it a little. And then down to that bottom corner and the bottom left corner and up to complete my path. And on my appearance window, I'm going to add another fill. So my bottom fill is again the colour. My top fill is going to be one of my swatches. So I might use this zigzag pattern here. So I have my zigzag pattern. So you can see how I can simply make a digital interpretation of my landscape pattern artwork. Please make sure you save this again, file and save as. And again, as an Illustrator file, I'm going to say that's test 2, and I'm going to click on save. Make sure you note down where you're saving it, and you can return to this and edit this as you like. Thank you very much for listening.